Well done, you did a great job. Whether you did one repetition, one progression, whether you did all three of them, or whether you just did the warm up and got your body moving a little bit, you did a great job. And from now on, it's just gonna be about relaxing. We're gonna do some nice stretches, and then move into our final relaxation, which is gonna be nice. So you're probably still in your child's pose from last video. And then from here, we're just gonna push up into our very last downward facing dog. Take a nice breath here. And then you can take 2 big steps forward towards the outside of your hands and just let your hips sink down. Now maybe your heels are floating, which doesn't matter at all, and you can always use your hands as a help. Maybe you can bring your heels back down towards the floor and come into your full yogic squat, malasana. Try to press into the outer edges of your feet, and then find some gentle movement here as well. You wave your body from one side to the other and just tap back into your breathing. You can bring your hands in front of your heart or use them as a support on the floor. And then from there you can slowly drop down, come into a seated position. Then keep your feet in front of you, and then bring your hands behind you. Your fingertips are pointing towards your heels, and aim to bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. And then with your next inhalation, you're going to begin to lift your hips up towards the sky and come into your reverse tabletop. And then exhale all the way down. Bring your left ankle underneath your right knee, and maybe you have to walk your right foot a little bit further forward. That's okay, no worries at all. Again, as long as you feel the stretch, you've done your job. Otherwise, you can also begin to walk your foot in a little bit closer towards you, and you can twist your hands if it's more comfortable. If you find more support, try to find that magic spot where you can just stack your shoulders on top of your wrists, and it doesn't really take much strength to stay there. Begin to press your left knee out towards the front. And this should be a really nice stretch in your left glute muscle, even your outer thigh. And then try to take your chest a little bit further forward towards your leg. Also let your spine grow tall. And keep breathing here. Just go as far as it takes to feel the stretch and to find that fine line between comfort and discomfort, not close to the pain area whatsoever. Couple more breaths here. And then from here you can slowly come down onto your elbows and then finally onto your back. You can interlock your hands around the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. If you have issues with your knee, I would recommend that you keep your hands behind your thigh. Now, play around with it a little bit and try to pull your knee in towards your right shoulder first, and just observe what is happening in your left glute, how it's changing the stretch. From there, exhale and let go, and then try to pull your knee a little bit closer in towards your left shoulder, and again observe what is happening, how it's changing. Take a deep breath here, and try to keep pressing your back into the mat. We practiced it a whole hour now if you did the whole thing, but even if you just did the warm-up, we did quite a bit of that, and try to stick with that. And then from there you can let go and bring the sole of your foot back down onto your mat. Keep your left foot where it's at. And then you can extend your arms out towards the side. Whatever space allows, you can either bring your arms into a cactus position, so 90 degrees between your upper and your forearm, or you can extend your arms completely into a T position. And from there, you can just let both of your knees drop over towards the left side of your body. If that's really uncomfortable, you can always take your left foot off your knee, or the area above your right knee, and just bring them both down to the floor. Try to prioritize the connection between the ground and your shoulders over the connection between the floor and your knees, so it doesn't matter if they're floating. And then let's take a couple nice breaths here. And if you don't feel it, you can always play around with the height of your knees. So if you take your knees a little bit further up towards your armpit, this might change the stretch. Good. And then let's slowly come back up towards the middle. And bring both of your feet down here. And we're gonna reverse this mini sequence here. So we're gonna bring our right ankle underneath our left knee. And then we're gonna extend our arms and come into that twist again. Take your gaze over towards the left if that's comfortable, otherwise you can just keep staring towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Begin to imagine that each exhalation lets you melt a little bit deeper into the floor and into the pose. With your next inhalation, let's come back towards the middle, and then interlock your hands around your left thigh or shin. Keep your right foot fairly active, so keep it flexed, and then you can begin to play around with pulling your knee in towards your right shoulder, and then come back to the middle, and then left shoulder. I mean, the word pulling maybe sounds a little bit too forceful. It's more of a drawing your knee in towards your shoulder, but do it carefully and observe every little change, and whenever it gets too much, back out of it. Good. And then from there, place your elbows and your forearms back down onto the floor. Place your left foot onto the floor, and then you can press yourself back up and find a comfortable distance again. Maybe make sure that your sit bones can connect to the floor, and then you can adapt here, whatever your hands like to do here, so that you're comfortable and so that you can somewhat surrender into the stretch and really focus on the area of your right glute. And let go of any unnecessary tension here. So you don't really need to tense your jaw in order to stay in this glute stretch. So again, try to let go of any unnecessary tension. And then from there you can bring both of your feet back down onto your mat and flip your hands so that your fingertips are pointing forward. And then let's take another inhalation here and lift up, extend that chest, and then exhale, lower down. Good. And then from here we're going to walk our feet out slightly, bring our hands to the backs of our thighs, and then on the count of, what should we say, 6, 5, 4, we're going to lower ourselves back down. 3, 2, 1, 0, and relax. Take a nice deep breath here. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe you want to roll your wrists and your ankles. Take a couple more nice deep breaths. And then with your next inhalation, let's begin to tense every single muscle that you can think of, even your toes, your hands, your face. And then as you exhale, you can just let everything drop down and become heavy. I'm just going to invite you to find a comfortable position. You can let your body return to its natural breath flow, and just let your feet fall out towards the sides naturally. Let the palms face up towards the sky. As a gesture of surrendering, there's nothing left to do for you. And then from there, if your eyes aren't closed just yet, you can begin to close your eyes. And then imagine that you are lying on a surface of sand. And the heavier you let your body be, the nicer the mold your body is creating is going to be. So with each exhalation, let yourself become completely heavy. Let's begin to bring our awareness back into our physical body. So let's all take a deep breath. Fill up our lungs. And exhale. Relax. Become heavy. Maybe you want to bring some gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe move your head from one side to the other. But just do what feels nice at this point. You don't have to do anything. Maybe extend your arms up above your head. And before we're going to come up to seated, I'm going to invite you to place your hands onto your belly. And the way that we began our practice today, maybe compare your breath, how it's changed, how it's shifted, or maybe it stayed the same after doing the practice. So let's all exhale all the air that is still in there. And then take a deep exhalation. Fill up your lungs. Expand the whole 360 degrees of your rib cage and your belly, your lower back. And then exhale, contract. 3 more breaths. Full dedication, full commitment. And in your own time and way, you can come up to seated. You can either come over onto one side first, and then find your way up to seated position. You can come into a cross-legged position. And then let's bring our hands onto our knees. Take a deep inhalation and draw our shoulders up towards our ears. Extend our spine, and then exhale. Relax your shoulders. Bring your hands in towards your heart. And thank yourself for showing up. And I'm going to thank you for letting me show up on your screen. Namaste.